Awesome. So of course this is our static show, and a little more static electricity. But before we talk too much about static electricity, can some people tell me something that uses electricity? Yes. Light bulbs is a great example. All the light bulbs you see in this building use electricity. Yes. Turbines, that's actually a very important part because we use turbines to make electricity. It's a great example. Any more examples? Well, maybe one more thing that you can see in the Science Center? Yes. TVs, exactly. This TV back here over my left uses electricity, and I'll get one more. Yes, you in the pink. Couldn't quite hear that. Computer, that's a great example. Computers use electricity. So everything that we just talked about uses a special kind of electricity called current electricity, one that you need a power plant and turbines to create. This show is going to be about static electricity, and it's a little bit different because instead of using a power plant, static electricity happens in nature. So there is one way that's very easy to make static electricity. So if I took this yellow balloon, does anybody know what I could do with it to make some static electricity? Yes, you in the back. I could rub it on my head, but a little bit better. I'm going to get a volunteer to come up here who is willing to let me rub this balloon on her. I'm going to get you right there in the pink. Perfect. So I'm going to get you to take those ears off just so I don't pop the balloon. When I rub this balloon on her head, I'm using something called friction. So when you rub two things together, it creates friction. And it's very, very important in static electricity. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. As you can see, all of the hair sticks onto the balloon. So can I get a big round of applause for our volunteer? I'll get you back to your seat. So before we can talk too much about static electricity, we have to talk about something that is very, very important. They are so important that they actually make up everything there is. Everything from me to you, the seat you're sitting on, this entire building is all made up of these, and they're very, very tiny. Does anybody know what I might be talking about? Yes. You're so close, you just gotta go one, you got it. Decided usually fly away in every direction. But if you kind of think about it, like magnets have two sides. They're north and south, but if we think about them, we have positive, the red block, and the negative. If you take another magnet and you put the opposite sides together, so the black side to the red side, they stick together very, very easily. So easy, whoops. So you can kind of think of like that. Inside the atom, you have the positive and you have the negative, so it's able to circle around without flying anywhere because they're attracted to each other. But for this next part, I need two volunteers to help show me. On this side, I'm going to get you to stay on this side. So I'm going to get you to hold both magnets black side up, and I'm going to, with all those muscles you just showed me, try and push those magnets together. So it's a little trickier when you have the opposite sides because the opposite sides stick together because they're attracted to each other.
Similar pole?
You can. But when you have the same side, they do not want to go towards each other. They actually repel each other.
They repels, right?
So I'm actually going to get those magnets back from you because no matter how hard you try, they're never just going to stick together. So I'll grab those magnets back. Perfect. I'll get a big round of applause for our volunteers. Blue. I'll get you in the pink.
Excuse me, Blue.
Correctly, that should be 5. Perfect. Actually, I have 6 sets, so you can both come up. So I'm going to give you all the same blocks that I used at the start. And now I'm going to get you all to line up going this way so that everybody in the crowd can see you. Perfect. So now you're all going to become atoms, so I'm going to get you to take that red block, so our proton, I'm going to get you to put that on your belly button. Then I'm going to take that black block, so the electron, I'm going to get you to make big circles around the middle block. And just like that, you all became atoms. Congratulations. So when I rubbed the balloon on her head at the start of the show, something happened. When you rub the balloon on somebody's head, it creates friction, and when that friction happens, you actually take away all of the electrons. So I'm going to steal your black block, if that's okay. I'm gonna steal your black block too. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna take all of them. All 6 of them, because I'm feeling greedy. Perfect. So the balloon actually just took all of these electrons, so it has all of them now. And now you just have 1 block left. Which one do you have left? Is it positive or negative? It's positive, exactly. So now, like the 2 red sides of the magnet that just do not want to go near each other, I'm going to get all 6 of you to start moving around in front of the stage and between this stage, except for you cannot get anywhere close to anybody else who has a red block. So you have to try and move to all 4 sides, but you cannot get close to anybody else. So, go. So try and stay away from each other, but you also have to try and move around. It's a little tricky, and this one happens with atoms when they become statically charged. All the electrons are taken away, so all the individual strands, like her hair when it stood up because all those strands were trying to get away from each other. They did not want to get anywhere near each other, and they wanted to go back to the balloon that had all of its electrons. Perfect, that was great. So I'm gonna get all of you to line back up in the mid, like how you were before. Perfect. Now, has anybody walked around and rubbed their feet on the carpet and accidentally touched somebody or touched something metal and got shocked? So what actually happens, the reason why you get shocked is when you rub your feet on the carpet takes away all of your electrons. So when you touch somebody or you touch something metal, you actually get all of them back. And that's what's shocking you, is all of your electrons rushing back into your body is why you get shocked. So I'm gonna walk by and give you an invisible shock. Can you do this one back? So now you have both blocks back. You have your positive ones and your negative ones. So I'm going to get you to put the red one back on your belly button and become atoms again. So now, instead of getting away from everybody, I'm going to get you to all move to 1 clump in the middle. So you're now back to regular atoms, so you can get close. So I'm going to keep you all to come right in a big circle right in the middle. Perfect. So can I get a big round of applause for our atoms? Awesome. So I'm going to grab those blocks back from you, and I'll get you all to go back down to your seats. Thank you. I can carry all of them. We're exciting because you get to see static electricity work right in front of your eyes. So over here on my left, I have our Van de Graaff machine. It's named after the scientist who invented it, and what it does is it creates a whole bunch of static electricity very, very fast. So how it does this, when I push this foot pedal right here in front of me, there's going to be a belt in the middle that you're going to see spin very, very fast. Inside that metal ball is a metal comb on the top, and it rubs against the belt when the belt is moving. So it creates a whole bunch of friction. Think of it like rubbing a whole bunch of balloons on your head at once. This is what it does for me so my arm doesn't get tired. So when I start the Van de Graaff machine, that mop on top, something's going to happen to it. Does anybody have a guess at what might happen? Yes. Yeah. That's a great guess. Does anybody else have a different guess at what might happen? Yes, you. It might disappear. I hope it doesn't disappear because we only have one of them. I'll get one more guess. Yes, you in the Superman shirt. Yeah, that's exactly right. You're actually getting ahead of me to the next part of our show, but that's a great guess. So if I turn it on before I start it, I'll get everybody to watch the mop up on top. So all of those mop strands stand up because, like everybody moving in the middle who tried to move around without getting close to anybody, all of those strands stand up because they want to get as far away from every other strand as they can. If they weren't taped down, they'd actually start to float away a little bit. So if I were to touch that metal ball right now, I would get shocked. It would take all my electrons and I would get shocked. So what I have right here in my hands is our grounding rod, and what it does is it takes the shock for me so that I stay perfectly safe standing right here. So if you listen carefully, you might be able to hear it. So I tested it with our mop first just to make sure that it's safe. Does anybody think that it's safe to put some people up on here? Are you ready? Perfect. Are you ready? Awesome. 3, 2, 1. So I'll get you to shake your heads. Shake, shake, shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
Perfect.
지금 가라앉 됐어.
So I have this mirror here if you'd like to. Awesome, so you can take your hand off the metal ball now, and I'll get you both to hop on down. Just make sure you just don't jump on this metal band. And maybe you'll be able to see some lightning bolts.
Lightning.
So was everybody able to see a couple? Perfect. And was everybody able to hear that crackling sound that happened after each lightning bolt? Does anybody have a guess of what that might have been? Yes, you in the green. It was static. It was a static charge. There's another name for it when it's really, really big and loud.
You don't know?
Yes, I'll It's close. Lightning was the one we were able to see, but does anyone know the name for what we were able to hear? Yes. It was thunder. So of course our lightning bolts aren't as big as real lightning bolts, so our thunder is not as loud as real thunder. It kind of just sounds like a little bit of a crackle.